Hey, it's Miranda here from Smart Mama Smart Kids, as you know, because that's what comes up underneath my face. I've jumped on today because I want to let you know that today is the first day, the first live of a special series that I've been getting ready for this group. So for the Empowered Motherhood group, if I could actually get it out of my mouth. So basically what I've wanted to do is to come up with a series of 5 lives. I'm going to pop up in here each day and do, okay, say today, starting today for the next 5 days. And they're just quick ones. They're nothing hugely long or anything that involves too much. But basically I'm popping up in here and I'm going to be talking about a little bit about emotions, okay? But I didn't want to just talk about emotions and, you know, emotions are things and whatever, because I'm doing quite a bit of stuff about that at the moment. But I wanted to give you guys some really concrete strategies on how to deal with emotions in your small children. So today's one, I'm going to go a little bit first into sort of the background of it a little bit, and then I'm going to talk about the actual strategy. Okay, so I've titled this one, it's something like, I can't even see what I titled it now, but it's something like the best way to start. Okay, so this is the number 1 tip. This is the best way to start teaching your small child about emotions, and it can start as soon as they're, you know, when they're really little, like literally a baby, or it can start at age 1 or age 2, and you can start to teach them using this tip. Okay, so I might just quickly talk a little bit about it first. So what I've been learning more and more about, which I already knew about, but I suppose refreshing my memory about, is the different developmental stages that kids go through when it comes to learning and understanding their world and development, child development basically. So the stage I've been learning most about, because it caters for most of the children in which I am talking to the parents of, is it goes from age 2 to 7, and it's called the pre-operational stage. Okay, so that's from a guy called Piaget. Okay, he actually talks about developmental stages, but there's 4 of them. This one is called the pre-operational stage. Okay, so kids that are ages 2 to 7 are in, you know, roughly those ages are in this stage. What does this stage even mean? What does pre-operational mean? Okay, so basically it means they work in the symbolic. So they can see a picture and they know that a picture means this. Okay, so a picture of a cow means a cow. They don't understand everything about a cow. They don't have everything that comes in to our knowledge about a cow. Like we know that cows, you know, give us milk and they, you know, all these other things. But for a child, I'm seeing a picture of a cow. That's a cow. That means a cow. Okay. It means things like, what's the other one? Oh, like words and images. So they basically know that when I say cup, I mean this. Okay. So we're talking 2-year-olds to 7-year-olds. They're all in different stages of learning that in that one big pre-operational stage. Okay, so the second part of it is that symbolicness involves pretend play. So basically a child might decide to, you know, dress up like a doctor or dress up like, you know, Fireman Sam, for instance, or something like that. That involves all that pretend play aspect, okay? And if you've got kids who do pretend play, well, yes, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, the pretend play aspect is really part of the symbolism. Yeah, I'm dressing up as a doctor, just like Daddy who's a doctor. Okay, we're trying to repetition and things like that. Okay, the third sort of part of the pre-operational stage is they've got broken up into a couple of different bits, but the main part that I'm going to talk about today is egocentrism. It's really hard to say because I thought it was egocentrism, but it's not. Egocentrism. So you can tell by the word ego means self, right? Self-centered, that means. Now, this was really interesting to me because I always thought of it as just selfish. Yes, I've done study on this, but in my head it was just meant selfish, but it actually doesn't necessarily just mean selfish. It means I can't understand that you've got a different point of view to me. Okay, so that's what egocentrism is. That's what our 2 to 7-year-olds are in. I can't think of things from your point of view. Okay, which means something when it comes to teaching kids to get along, right? Sibling rivalry, all that sort of stuff. They can't think of things from the other child's point of view effectively on their own. Yes, you might be able to talk to them about it and they'll start to get it, but only as they get towards that 7-year-old stage will they actually really start to have their own version of real empathy, I suppose. So that's the background of it. That's a pre-operational stage, age 2 to 7, as I said. But what is my best tip? Okay, first tip for teaching your child about their emotions, for teaching your child how to be open about emotions, all those sorts of things, is to be open about your own emotions. Okay, you might think that this is a really, really sort of thing. No, it's actually really, really important. Okay, it doesn't mean every time you have an emotion you have to label it to your child and then tell them about it and tell them why and tell them how they could fix it. You don't have to do that. If you're like me, you might use too many words sometimes, I don't know. But you don't have to do that. But labeling your emotion, the first one I said, labeling your emotion is very, very helpful. Okay, so from age 2 onwards, definitely, even as a baby, whatever. Okay, it's all going into their brain. Okay, so if you say, I'm feeling a bit angry because this didn't happen for me, or you pull out onto a road and someone swerves and cuts you off. Oh, that made me feel really frustrated that person did that. And they're going, oh, okay. Because why is this really, really good? Because as you talk about and you are open about your own emotions, you're normalizing them. You're making them really clear. You're making them clear. So your child can go, oh, yeah. You're drawing correlations, I suppose, between what frustration, what even is that? Oh, yeah, I get that that's sort of the thing that mum gets when she's a bit cross about something. Or I'm feeling really, really happy because it's a beautiful sunny day and I've been outside and I've done lots of things that I love to do. Your child will go, oh, when you say, what makes you happy? They'll go, oh, it's when I do things that I like to do. Or they can start to understand that this emotion means this, or this way of feeling, which is an emotion anyway, means this. Okay, so that's my number one tip for today. The first day of this live series is to be open about your own emotions. Okay, do you do that with your kids? Do you feel open about your own emotions? Do you act in an open way, I suppose, about your own emotions? Do you feel like it helps, or do you feel like it hinders with your kids? Okay, I'd love to hear what you think. Pop a comment below because I'd really, really love to hear what you think. Tomorrow we're going to go on to the next really practical strategy on how to teach your kids emotional intelligence, okay, which is what these 5 days are about. All right, so basically, I hope you enjoyed this one. Pre-operational stage, let's remember that, ages 2 to 7, but just be open about your own emotions, and that starts the ball rolling because they really, really start to see that they're normal and to understand which emotions mean which different thing. I can't talk today, but that's okay. I'll see you later, guys. Have a great day.